How to stay motivated? It's a good question. Do you ever find yourself sort of in your day, your week, your month, just having that dip where you're no longer doing anything productive during the day? You may be just sitting on your bed, watching some Netflix, and you know you should be doing something productive for your work, for your college, whatever it is. Well, I find myself in that position often until I figured out sort of a good routine and a plan to stay motivated. So in this video, I wanted to go over it. So there's 3 main things that help me keep myself motivated every single day and get more done and be more productive. So let's go through them. Cool, so if you're watching this, by the way, and this is the first time you're watching my video, you don't know who I am and what I do, I run a social media marketing agency, and I do have a Facebook group full of people for beginners primarily that are looking to sign their first client in social media marketing. We're answering a bunch of questions every single day on there. So the link to our Facebook group is in the description below. So with that shameless plug out of the way, today's video is going to be focusing all about how to stay motivated. So it's 3 things that I've narrowed down to the most important things that keep me personally motivated. Now everybody's different, but with these things that I speak about, you can adapt it to yourself, which is the great thing. So let's just go straight into it. The number 1 thing for me personally is understanding your why. Your why can be anything, okay? So for me personally, my big why is to help my family. Well, I've only got my mum, but to really support my mum and just, you know, make sure she's happy, she can retire early, and she can live in a nice house and not worry about a single thing. For you, it might be the same. It might be to help a family member. It might be to buy a Louis Vuitton belt. It could be anything, okay? If it's a materialistic thing that you want to achieve, that's completely fine. Just the most important part, I always say, if it's a materialistic thing that your big why is, you want to make sure that you enjoy the journey to get there rather than, you know, really just focusing on that end goal. Because say your end goal is to buy like a Ferrari or something, and you work towards it for like 2, 3, 5, 10 years and you achieve it, you're gonna be pretty unhappy. I know that sounds, you know, a bit backwards, but you will be, because now you don't have anything to work towards. You've achieved that said thing that you've been working hard for the past couple of years. So enjoying the journey is the most important part. But anyway, going back to the first point, so understanding your why. How you can figure out your why is really just figuring out what you really want in life. Now, it can be something crazy, like right now that you think of, and you know, you'll think, oh, there's no way I'm actually gonna be able to, you know, manifest that and get that in my life. If that's the case, that's perfect. That is your why. You know, the crazier and the bigger the why, the better. Well, you know, you don't think, oh, I just want to go to Mars. Like, that's a bit nuts. But if your why is like to buy yourself a house, your family member a house, or something like that, that's really achievable. Like, yes, it might sound a bit crazy right now. If in your bank account you got like 1 to 5K, you know, you'll be thinking, well, how the fuck am I going to buy myself and this person a house? But the more you sort of think about it deeply, and the more you sort of know exactly what you want, the more motivated you're going to be. And you know, the importance of why I said like the why is the first point is because it comes down to everything you do. Every single time you fail at something, if your why isn't big enough, you're just going to quit. If your why is big enough, you're just going to go, okay, well, this fucking sucks, but I have to, you know, learn from it and move forward to achieve X, you know, your why. If your why is like, I don't know, let's just say your why is to buy a Louis Vuitton belt. Yeah, imagine your why is to buy a Louis Vuitton belt. You know, that's like what, 200 something pounds, 300 pounds. If you know, come to your first obstacle and, you know, you can't get over it and you sort of fail, you're just going to be like, oh, fuck it, I don't really care about it that much. But, you know, if your why is like bigger than that, you know, like supporting your family or whatever it is, you're just going to go, okay, well, yeah, like I said, you know, this sucks, but what can I learn? What can I take from it as a lesson and move forward? But yeah, just to throw some examples out there, you know, like I mentioned yourself, you could also just want to help your family, yourself, of course. You might want to go on holidays, you might want to buy like a nice car. All of these things, you know, you need to understand what is your big why. Cool. The second thing I have is actually having a plan / setting goals. And you know, I know what you're thinking, wow, Marcus, having a plan and setting goals, I've never heard that one before. But look, this is honestly one of the most important parts to staying motivated. I promise you, there's a lot of people that I speak to, in fact, a lot of my friends that I speak to, and when I say them, you know, what's your plans for, you know, in a year's time? What's your plans in 5 years' time? What do you want to do? Bro, like, they literally just sit there like, And it's scary, man. Like, trust me, you need to have a plan. You need to at least know what the fuck you want to do. If you don't know what you want to do, you're just going to be floating around like a butterfly and you don't know what you want to do. But yeah, trust me, you want to have a plan and setting goals. So let me just go through it quickly. So having a plan is in a lot of things. So whether that's in business or in your sort of health, whether that's in your financial, like having a plan, right? So with business, for me, for example, I have a plan of, you know, okay, so I'm at this stage right now. I know my next stage, what I need to do in order to get to my next stage of my business. And then even after that, I've got a plan as well. And then even within them, I have broken it down into smaller bits. So how many cold calls I need to do, how many videos I have to do, etc., etc. So this could also tie in with the first point that I spoke about. So let's just say your why is to, you know, buy your first car and start driving it. So that's your big goal. Now you need to break it down into smaller pieces. So if it's your first car and you haven't got your license yet, well, let's fucking take it back. You first of all need to do your theory, then you need to do your practical lessons. Do you get me? And so on and so on and so on, blah, blah, blah. And then you actually have a license and then you can actually save up and buy your first car. You know, imagine one of your big goals is to buy your first house. Cool. Where the fuck do we start? You know, you have to, when you break it down, do you need a mortgage? Probably yes. Then how much on the deposit you need to put down? Can you even get a mortgage? You know, have you looked into your credit score? Have you built up a credit score? There's so much, so you need to break it down. So if your goal is too big and you haven't broken it down, it won't seem tangible to you yet, so then you won't even work towards it, if that makes sense. Whereas if you break it down to smaller goals, you'll be able to see yourself actually achieving those goals, and you work harder to actually get there. Like I said, yeah, you just won't be able to actually physically imagine yourself achieving that goal, so you won't actually work that hard towards it. So yeah, having a big goal and breaking it down is super, super important. And then the third point, the last one, is actually having a morning routine. Now, I might make a whole video. If you guys want a whole video of my exact morning routine, like my step-by-step morning routine, I guess I can make a YouTube video about it. If this video gets, I don't know, 1 like, I'll do it. But yeah, in this video, of course, I'm not going to be going over my exact morning routine. So yeah, if you guys want that video, give this video a like and I might create one. And you know guys, a morning routine is so important of, you know, staying motivated, because if you have a morning routine, each morning, of course, you do the same thing every single day and you're just set for the day. You know, it might sound a bit boring to you right now, like a bit bland, like, oh, and there's no way you do the same shit every single morning. Well, I do, because I get rid of any decisions I have to make in the morning. So for example, like I don't have to think about what to wear. I don't have to think about like what coffee to drink, or you know what I mean? So like everything is already prepared the night before. So then I just wake up, I do my morning routine, I work out, I shower, I do all of that good stuff, and I get that out of the way. So then when it comes to actually working, you know, my mind is straight and I don't have to think about all these different things, and I'm more focused. And in the long term, that makes you more motivated, because now you just had a good day and you know, you've smashed it, you've done everything you needed to do. Now the next day you do the same thing, and that's how you keep that motivation, which is what this whole video is about. So yeah, if I would choose any of these points, I'd probably say morning routine is one of the most important parts. It's like a morning routine / afternoon routine, because your morning routine actually does start the day before you go to bed. So yeah, anyway, if you want a whole video on like a routine for like social media marketing agency owners, I'm happy to make a video of that one. So yeah, let me know down below. But I think this is probably it for this video. I think this one will actually come out to be a pretty short one. Say that and they're not. But yeah, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video as well, if you're a beginner agency owner and you have a bunch of questions that you want answered, and you know, perhaps you want some help signing your first client, I've got a massive Facebook group of an awesome community. The link for that is down below in the description. This is it for this video. I fucking rambled enough, and yeah, I'm out.